Where was Grant Ward in Season 7? What happened to Ghostриder? And why was there a Mulan Easter egg in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D? Hi, I'm Joe, and you're tuned in to OSSA Movies. Season 5 was supposed to be the end. Did you know that the show was supposed to end 2 seasons ago? TV networks are fickle things. The slightest dip in ratings and the execs are itching to pull the plug. The fact that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. even received 7 seasons is a modern miracle, but it almost didn't happen. There was a time when Season 5 was seen as the end of the road. If it were up to ABC, though, it would have been even earlier. Back in 2017, the network wasn't too pleased with the dip in ratings for Season 4, and it had all but decided to cancel the show before ABC's parent company, Disney, intervened. At the time, Disney wanted Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to get one more season to air alongside the upcoming Inhumans TV series. That being said, the showrunners and everyone involved truly believed Season 5 would be all she wrote for the show. That's why they made sure the season ended on a conclusive note. I mean, the last episode is called The End, so how much more obvious can it be? Speaking to Deadline, exec producer Jeff Loeb said, "Honestly, we thought we were turning out the lights and going home when we got a call from ABC that said, 'The material is so strong, do you think you have another season? Do you think you have another 13? Because we sort of like this idea of doing it again.' Look, no one's complaining that we got 2 more seasons of the show, but there is one question that needs to be answered. Does this mean we received 2 series finales then?" Why Ward didn't appear in Season 7. When it comes to notorious characters on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you don't get bigger than Grant Ward. From his time on the team to the mind-blowing revelation that he was a part of Hydra, Ward put fans through the ringer. He also seemed somewhat unstoppable, because he'd die, come back, die again, like he was Stefano D'Amara or something. Naturally, most fans expected him to show up in the final season, to receive one last swan song before riding off into the sunset with the others. But the season came and went, and Ward was nowhere to be found. So why was he MIA all of a sudden? Turns out actor Brett Dalton doesn't know either. He told Comic Book Movie, "I was watching too, thinking, I don't know, maybe they filmed something in secret and we'll pull up some old footage of me from when I was there. No, sadly, I was never asked, and I'm not trying to be sad about it, though I am a little bit." Dalton doesn't hold any grudges, though, instead choosing to be thankful for his time on the show. As he mentioned in the same interview, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. producers liked him so much that they kept bringing him back when other shows would have just cut short his journey. It's a positive way to look at things, but it still would have been a nice gesture to let him be a part of things at the end, considering how pivotal he was in the beginning. I mean, weren't you a little disappointed to not see him return? The banning of mutants. Sometimes corporate deals favor only the suits and do nothing for the fans. When Marvel licensed its X-Men franchise and numerous mutants to Fox, it came with consequences. Basically, the terms were simple. Marvel wasn't allowed to mention the X-Men or the word mutants in its TV shows or movies. The exceptions were Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, who were part of a special licensing deal. They were allowed to appear as Avengers, but Marvel wasn't allowed to mention their mutant status or ties to Magneto. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. wasn't exempt from this rule either, as executive producer Marissa Toncheroin confirmed the word mutant was banned. The show did find a clever way around this by using a relatively unknown mutant named Scorch in its first season. As a minor character in the comics, Scorch wasn't one of the licensed characters at Fox. However, his origins had to be tweaked to him being mutated versus him being born a mutant like in the comics. It worked, and he was never referred to as a mutant on the show to ensure the agreement between Fox and Marvel stayed intact. Though this does sound like a bit of a headache to navigate, and it's also the reason that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. leaned more towards the Inhumans, which they could mention rather than hint at mutants. Thankfully, with Marvel now owning the rights to its X-Men properties again, this shouldn't be an issue ever again. Phew, small mercies, right? The real-life injuries on set. When you're working on an action-packed show, injuries will happen. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was no different, however, the actors had to find a way to push through the pain, broken bones and all. In the case of Chloe Bennet, she fractured her arm during a fight scene in Season 2. She told IGN, "I did break my arm during that take, on camera, and then I had to finish the season with a broken arm and do all the rest of the fight sequences with a broken arm." Now, get this, Chloe didn't even know her arm was broken in the first place because she jumped right into the next scene, which only aggravated the injury further. Proving she's the ultimate professional though, she powered on and finished the season without causing any interruption. Her co-star Ming-Na also went through the pain, tearing her ACL during the filming of Season 4. Since she hadn't recovered in time for Season 5's filming, her injury was written into the storyline to explain her reduced participation in the action. Whichever way you look at it, it sounds like these actresses put their bodies on the line to deliver the best possible action on screen. For some of us, just rolling out of bed and not pulling a muscle is a victory. Now imagine having to do it while dealing with broken limbs. Ghostwriter ate the budget. There's a saying that goes, the more you feature Ghostwriter, the better the TV show. Okay, maybe that's not a real saying, but it's still the truth. Appearing in Season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Robbie Reyes' version of Ghostwriter was warmly, get it, received by fans of the show. It brought something new to the series and heated things up for a while. Fine, I'll stop with all the puns now. Oddly enough, and to the audience's dismay, Ghostwriter disappeared after the mid-season finale. Fans wondered what was up, and producer Jeffrey Ball told Cinema Blend the following: Ghostwriter is a lot for 22 episodes, especially with everything else that we like and care about on the show. It would feel like one flavor over a long period of time, but we've certainly left it open. He did concede there were financial considerations involved. The truth was that the CGI and special effects for the character just cost too much. Unfortunately, TV shows don't receive the same budgets as some of the MCU movies, so they have to be a lot smarter and practical about what they can and can't do. It sucks for the fans, but at the end of the day, you also don't want to watch a show that's obviously run out of budget. After all, there's nothing worse than seeing special effects on screen that belong in the 80s. Who knows? Maybe one day that Ghostwriter TV show will eventually materialize. The terrible audition. For us average mortals, speaking in front of a group of people is enough to paralyze us with fear. For actors, it's just another day at the office. However, some of them also experience a healthy case of the jitters before a big audition and can mess things up. During an interview at EternalCon in 2016, Elizabeth Henstridge says her audition for Agent Simmons was her worst ever. In fact, she even feared her career would be over because of it. When she auditioned for the part, Joss Whedon asked her to read for the role of Fitz as well, even offering her the chance to read over the lines first. She declined, saying she'd be fine, and jumped right in. However, she fluffed it, every single line. She even started making up lines at one point. After she was done, the room was dead silent and no one said a word. Yet the producers must have seen something they liked because she ended up getting the part. Ha! It just goes to show that sometimes we're our own worst critics and things aren't that bad. The Mulan Easter egg. Before starring as Agent May on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., most fans remembered actress Ming-Na for being the voice of the Disney princess Mulan in the fabled 1998 animated film. It was a role that defined her for many years, and fans received a special surprise on the last episode of Season 6 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. As May is about to enter into a sword fight with S.H.I.E.L.D., she struck a familiar stance with her hand pushed out and sword drawn back. Instantly, fans went giddy on social media, recognizing it as the same pose that Mulan pulled in the film. It didn't take too long for the actress to confirm the Easter egg, posting on her Twitter account, "I love coming up with Easter eggs and love it more when fans find them. Good job." Considering that Marvel and Disney are part of the same company, technically, this could be considered a shared universe reference. Or maybe Mulan is simply an origin story for Agent May, and that's an Easter egg no one has spotted before now. My mind is spinning just thinking about the possibilities of all the Disney princesses joining the Avengers. With Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. done and dusted, it's left a Coulson-shaped hole in our hearts. It'll be interesting to see if Marvel ever decides to include these characters in other series and movies in the future. But for now, we want to hear from you. Was leaving out Grant Ward for the series finale a good idea? And would you have liked to see more Ghostwriter on the show? Thanks for watching, and be sure to leave your comments down below. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.